afternoon. Welcome to Planet News at 12. The headlines. Federal government, Canada advanced talks on direct flight. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar urges President Bola Tinubu to prioritize governance over 2027 politics. Residents of Uyo calls for stronger human connections as the world marks International Day of Friendship today. On a foreign scene, U.S. launches heavy strikes on Iran after attempted attack on American troops. And in sport, Eddie Howe leaves Newcastle United as club begins search for new manager. We'll bring you details of these stories and more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. Welcome once again. I am Emedion James. This is Planet News at 12. First in the bulletin this afternoon is that the federal government and Canada have stepped up discussions on establishing direct flight operations as the federal government reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening aviation cooperation between both countries. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo gave the assurance while receiving the charge of affairs of the High Commission of Canada to Nigeria. A statement by the Minister's Special Advisor Media and Communications, Tunde Mushood, said the meeting focused on expanding bilateral air services and creating a framework for direct flight. They also disclosed that a high-level Canadian delegation will visit Nigeria in the first week of August to continue discussions on the proposed air services agreement. He also stressed the need for standard operating procedures to improve cooperation on immigration matters, including the processing of Nigerian nationals not legally entitled to remain in Canada. Responding, Keyamo welcomed the proposed direct flight, but noted that immigration issues require collaboration with the Ministry of Interior. Both countries agreed to continue negotiations at a bilateral meeting scheduled for August 6, 2026. Away from that, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has called on President Bola Tinubu to focus on addressing Nigeria's economy and security challenges rather than political contests ahead of 2027 general election. In a statement issued by Senior Special Assistant on Public Communication, Prag Shaibu, Atiku said the president's greatest challenge is the performance of his administration, not the African Democratic Congress ADC or other opposition parties. The former vice president was reacting to President Tinubu's remarks during a meeting with the Catholic Bishop Conference of Nigeria, CBCN, at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, where the president said he was prepared to wrestle his opponent in next year's election. Atiku said the government should instead focus on tackling inflation, hunger, insecurity, unemployment, and a depreciation of the naira, while working to restore public confidence in the governance. He also added that democracy is driven by accountability and performance, noting that Nigerians would assess the records of candidates at the polls in 2027 rather than political rhetoric. We move to another development where the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has called on workers to play a more active role in Nigeria's political future while preparing for fresh negotiations on a new national minimum wage. Speaking in an event, NLC President Joe Ajaero said, organized labor must move beyond being a voting bloc and become a major force in shaping governance and democratic accountability ahead of 2027 general elections. Ajaero said workers pose significant industrial and political influence, urging them to remain united to drive positive change. He also described the current 70,000 naira minimum wage as inadequate, insisting that Labour will soon begin negotiations for a living wage that reflects the country's rising cost of living. The Labour leader further criticized the federal government over the delay in transmitting proposed labour law forms to the National Assembly, saying the prolonged delay has weakened workers' rights and labour protections. We move now to education, where the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAM) will tomorrow, Friday, July 31st, formally usher in a new leadership as its ongoing registrar, Professor Isaac Oluyede, hands over to his successor, Professor Shegun Anani. In a statement, the examination body said the handover ceremony will take place at 10 a.m. and will be broadcast live on its official social media platforms, marking the end of Oluyede's tenure and the beginning of Ania's leadership. President Bola Tinubu recently appointed Ania as the new Registrar of JAM. The appointment was announced by the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, expressing confidence that Ania would build on the reforms introduced under Oluyede's administration and further strengthen the operations of the examination body. In this next report, the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS) has warned Nigerians and foreign nationals to be aware of scammers and fake websites posing at its official online platforms. In a statement issued via its official social media platforms in Abuja, the NIS urged applicants to use only authorized portals for passport, visa, and other immigration services to avoid fraud and protect their personal information. The NIS reaffirmed its commitment to safeguarding the integrity of the digital platforms and advised applicants to verify the authenticity of websites before making payment or submitting personal information. Back here, as the Nigerians join the rest of the world to mark International Day of Friendship, with the theme Embracing Diversity and Fostering Unity, residents of Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, have called for a renewed emphasis on genuine human connection, stressing the importance of friendship in promoting unity, emotional well-being and social support within communities. Speaking with our correspondent Favor Abia on this year's commemoration, the resident described friendship as one of the most valuable relationships in life, particularly in helping individuals navigate personal and academic challenges. They noted that true friends provide emotional support, encouragement, and a sense of belonging, especially during difficult periods. According to them, having reliable friends contributes significantly to mental health and overall well-being.
To interrogate what we owe one another beyond obligation. A true friend is one whose candor survives your success and whose loyalty survives your failure. They possess the rare discipline to tell you an uncomfortable truth, and the equally rare grace to sit with you in silence when words would be superfluous. So, a lesson friendship has taught me is that vulnerability, contrary to popular instincts, is not a liability, but the very currency of authentic connection. I have learned that friendships which endure are rarely the ones free of conflict, but the ones resilient enough to metabolize it. So a message to my friends today is that they have shaped the person I have become. May we continue to hold one another accountable to our better selves, and may our bond outlast every season it is tested by.
On sustaining friendships over the years, the respondent said regular communication, mutual respect, and forgiveness are key, adding that lasting relationships require intentional effort despite distance or busy schedules.
Yes, I support system. They laugh and help me through difficult times. Qualities I look for in a friend. So much do. I look for honesty, loyalty, respect, and someone who genuinely cares. And yes, a friend has taught me to be more patient and to see challenges as opportunity to grow. And what it takes to keep a friendship strong is trust, good communication, understanding, and being there for each other.
Meanwhile, International Day of Friendship is observed annually on July 30, as designated by the United Nations to promote friendships between people, countries, and cultures as a means of fostering peace and building bridges across communities. You're listening to the News on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. Let's take a breather and then bring in more stories from our foreign sport and entertainment scenes to stay with us.
It's rising like the sun and shining forth, sustaining life like never before. It will never set. Planet Radio Station 101.1 Uyo, Nigeria. Don't touch the dial.
Many thanks for saying June. On the foreign scene, the United States military says it has carried out a new wave of airstrikes against Iran in retaliation for attempted ballistic missile attacks on American forces in Jordan and the ships in the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, said The strikes targeted dozens of Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGS) military sites, including missiles and drone facilities, command centers, and coastal defense positions, adding that 3 people, including a 2-year-old child, was killed in one of the strikes in Kwamsh Island, with other locations in southern and west Iran also affected. The latest escalation followed an Iranian missile attack on U.S. base in Jordan, after which President Donald Trump vowed a strong military response. We move now to sports, where Eddie Howe has left his role as Newcastle manager following discussions over the club's hierarchy. This follows a summer in which McPains have lost key players. Meanwhile, Newcastle have already started the process to find Howe's successor, with a number of names on the list of sporting director Rose Wilson and CEO David Hopkins. On entertainment news, Nigerian singer and rapper Anthony Victor, popularly known as Vitoni, has announced his forthcoming single, Fine, which samples Orezi's 2013 hit, You Garrett. The Soweto Chrono shared a preview of the track on his verified X account, with the song blending nostalgic Afrobeat sounds and his signature melody style. The release is expected to feature on his upcoming project, Star Live, following his recent singles, Fresh and Sleek. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo, but before we go, a recap of the major stories. Federal government and Canada have stepped up discussions on stabilizing direct flight operations as the federal government reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening aviation cooperation between both countries. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has called on President Bola Tinubu to focus on addressing Nigeria's economy and security challenges rather than political contests ahead of 2027 general election. As Nigerians join the rest of the world to mark International Day of Friendship today, with the theme Embracing Diversity and Fostering Unity, residents of Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, have called for a renewed emphasis on genuine human connection, stressing the importance of friendship in promoting unity, emotional well-being, and social support within communities. On a foreign scene, we told you that the United States military says it has carried out a new wave of airstrikes against Iran in retaliation for attempted ballistic missile attack on American forces in Jordan and ships in the Strait of Hormuz. And in sport reported that Eddie Howe has left his role as Newcastle manager following discussions with the club hierarchy. For comment and coverage of a newsworthy event, call our newsroom on 0701-896-8395. Visit our website and planet101fm.ng and follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at planet_101fm. Also, like our Facebook page at Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. The news was edited by Wangfun Walter and Jen Wang. As we end the news, remember that awareness is the first step towards positive change. Stay informed, stay engaged, and stay safe. I am Emedion James. Good afternoon.